Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in our lives when we realize that no matter how hard we try, how much we plan, or how carefully we calculate every move, life has a way of surprising us. Sometimes those surprises bring joy, but other times they bring storms. Storms so fierce that they shake the very foundation of our existence. It is in these moments that we are faced with a choice: struggle against the tide. There is a common misconception that surrendering means giving up, that it is an act of weakness, a sign of defeat, but in reality, surrendering to a higher power is one of the greatest demonstrations of strength a person can show. It takes courage to let go of control, to release the need to figure everything out, and to trust that something greater is guiding your path. The strongest people in the world are not those who try to control every outcome, but those who have learned to trust, to flow with life, and to embrace the unknown with faith. Look at the most successful individuals, not just in terms of wealth or status, but in true fulfillment, peace, and purpose. They are not burdened by fear, stress, or constant struggle. They understand that while they must take action and put in effort, the ultimate results are not always in their hands. They surrender the need to micromanage every aspect of life and instead focus on what they can do while leaving the rest to divine wisdom. Think of a river flowing effortlessly to the ocean. It does not resist, it does not question, it does not fear. It simply follows its course, trusting that it will reach its destination. When we surrender to the higher power guiding us, we move through life with that same sense of ease, no longer weighed down by unnecessary worry or fear. We stop fighting battles we were never meant to fight. We stop exhausting ourselves trying to force things that were never meant for us. Instead, we embrace a path of trust, allowing ourselves to be led toward what is truly meant for us. There's immense power in realizing that we are not alone. We are held, we are guided, we are supported. When we surrender, we allow miracles to unfold in ways we could never have orchestrated on our own. Life begins to flow effortlessly, and we start seeing how every challenge, every delay, every unexpected turn was always leading us to something greater. The truth is, surrendering is not losing. It is the ultimate victory, the victory of faith, peace, and divine alignment. Exhausting ourselves in an unwinnable battle, or surrender to something greater than ourselves. Surrender is not weakness, it is not giving up. It is the most powerful act of faith one can embrace. It is the realization that we are not meant to carry the weight of the world alone. There is a force far wiser, far stronger, and far more loving than we could ever comprehend, guiding us even when we cannot see the path ahead. When we surrender, we release fear, doubt, and the illusion of control, allowing life to unfold in ways beyond our imagination. Think about the moments in your life when you were truly at peace. Was it when you were fighting against reality, resisting what was happening? Or was it when you finally let go, took a deep breath, and trusted that everything would work out? The greatest breakthroughs happen not in the grip of control, but in the release of it. The universe has a rhythm, a divine intelligence that orchestrates everything perfectly. Just as the rivers flow effortlessly to the ocean, the birds migrate without maps, and the stars find their place in the night sky, so too are we meant to trust that we are being led exactly where we need to be. When you surrender, you step into a life of miracles. You begin to see how challenges were never meant to break you, but to shape you. Every closed door was redirecting you to something greater. Every delay was perfect timing in disguise. The most successful, peaceful, and fulfilled people are not those who control every aspect of their lives, but those who trust in a higher power. They have learned to let go of the need to figure it all out and instead embrace the divine flow of life. They do their part, take inspired action, and then allow grace to take over. So today, I ask you, are you willing to let go? Are you ready to release the struggle and trust that something greater is guiding you? Imagine the freedom, the peace, the joy that comes from knowing that you don't have to have all the answers, that you are held, that you are loved, that no matter where you are exactly where you need to be. Surrender is not losing, it is stepping into the greatest victory of all, the victory of faith, trust, and divine alignment. Let go and watch the miracles unfold. True peace is not found in controlling everything around us, it is found in letting go. We spend so much of our lives chasing certainty, trying to predict every outcome, micromanaging every detail, believing that if we could just have everything under control, we would finally feel safe. But life doesn't work that way. No matter how much we plan, life unfolds in ways we never expected. The more we resist, the more we suffer, the more we reflect, the more we search for meaning, the more we've ultimately reached. The tighter we hold on, the more we feel overwhelmed, anxious, and exhausted. But the moment we surrender, something incredible happens. Peace rushes in. Think about the most peaceful moments in your life. Were they the times when you were stressing over every little thing, or were they the times when you finally decided to let go? There is a deep sense of relief in realizing that you don't have to figure everything out, that you don't have to fight every battle, that you don't have to have all the answers. The moment you stop trying to force things and instead trust the process, you will notice a shift. Your mind will feel lighter, your heart will feel calmer, and suddenly life won't feel like a constant struggle. When we surrender to a higher power, we release the need to control the uncontrollable. We accept that there is a plan greater than our own, and that plan is unfolding exactly as it should. Worrying doesn't change the outcome, it only steals our peace in the present moment. We are not meant to live in a state of constant stress and fear. We are meant to trust, to have faith, to move forward with confidence, knowing that even when we cannot see the path ahead, we are being led in the right direction. Imagine a bird flying through the sky. It does not question whether the wind will carry it. It does not stop mid-flight, doubting if it will reach its destination. It simply spreads its wings and soars, trusting in the unseen forces that guide it. That is the kind of peace that comes with surrender, a life where you wake up each day knowing that you are supported, that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that everything is working out for your highest good, even if you cannot see it yet. Surrender is not losing control, it is gaining freedom. It is stepping into a life of trust, ease, and unshakable peace. There is an intelligence far greater than our own at work in this universe, a force that moves the stars, directs the seasons, and orchestrates life with perfect precision. The same power that causes flowers to bloom, rivers to flow, and hearts to beat is the same power guiding each and every one of us. Yet so often we doubt, we question whether we are on the right path, whether things will work out, whether we are truly being led. We live in fear, clinging to the need for certainty, forgetting that the universe has never once failed in its design. When we look at nature, we see this divine guidance in action. A tree does not struggle to grow, it simply reaches toward the sun. A bird does not question whether the wind will support its flight. It just spreads its wings and soars. Everything in nature follows its path effortlessly, without fear, without hesitation. But as human beings, we resist. We try to control every outcome, forcing things to happen on our timeline instead of trusting in the perfect timing of the divine. The truth is, we are not alone. We are being led every single day in ways we may not even realize. The opportunities that appear out of nowhere, the people who enter our lives at the right moment, the delays that seem frustrating but later make perfect sense. These are not coincidences, they are evidence of divine guidance. But to see it, we must first surrender. We must let go of the belief that we have to do it all on our own. We must trust that there is a plan greater than the one we have imagined, and that every step, no matter how uncertain, is leading us exactly where we need to be. When we resist, we create struggle, but when we surrender, we step into a flow where life becomes effortless. We start seeing signs, feeling aligned, and moving forward with a sense of ease. Suddenly, we are no longer fighting against life, but flowing with it. And in that flow, we find a deep, unshakable peace. The same force that guides the universe is guiding you. All you have to do is trust, let go, and allow yourself to be led. Fear and doubt are the greatest barriers between us and the life we are meant to live. They whisper in our ears, making us question whether we are on the right path, whether we are good enough, whether we will ever reach where we want to be. Fear says, what if you fail? Doubt says, what if things go wrong? And so we hesitate, we try to control every detail, believing that if we plan enough, analyze enough, or worry enough, we can avoid uncertainty. But in reality, all this does is create stress, frustration, and a life filled with unnecessary struggle. The truth is, fear and doubt do not protect us, they limit us. They keep us stuck in our comfort zones, afraid to take the next step. But when we surrender, when we place our trust in a higher power, those voices begin to fade. We start to see that we were never meant to carry the weight of the world alone. We begin to understand that our job is not to control every outcome, but to take inspired action and trust that what is meant for us will find its way. Think about the moments in your life when you felt truly alive. Were they the moments when you let fear dictate your choices? Or were they the moments when you took a leap of faith, when you stepped forward despite the uncertainty, when you trusted in something greater than yourself? Every time you have surrendered your fear, you have opened the door for something greater to unfold. Faith does not mean there will be no challenges. It does not mean that everything will go exactly as you plan, but it does mean that no matter what happens, you will be okay. It means knowing that even when things seem to be falling apart, they may actually be falling into place. It means understanding that sometimes what we perceive as a failure is simply a redirection to something even better. The choice is always ours. We can allow fear and doubt to control us, keeping us small, stuck, and uncertain, or we can surrender. We can choose to believe that we are being guided, that every challenge carries a lesson, and that even in the unknown we are safe. The moment we let go of fear and embrace trust, life begins to unfold in ways we never imagined. Doors open, opportunities appear, and suddenly what once seemed impossible becomes possible. Fear will always be there, but it does not have to lead the way. Surrender, trust, and watch as life transforms before your eyes. When we go through hardships, our first instinct is often to resist. We ask, why is this happening to me? We fight against reality, trying to force things back to how they were, believing that if we just try harder, we can avoid the pain. But the truth is, growth does not come from resisting challenges. It comes from surrendering to them. Life is like a sculptor chiseling away at us, removing the parts that no longer serve us so that our true, most powerful selves can emerge. When we surrender to the process, we begin to understand that every difficulty is refining us, strengthening us, and molding us into the person we are meant to become. The losses we experience teach us resilience. The disappointments guide us toward better opportunities. The delays remind us to trust in divine timing. Nothing we go through is wasted. Every experience carries a purpose. Think about the greatest transformations in your life. Did they happen when things were easy and comfortable? Or did they happen after you faced something difficult, something that pushed you beyond what you thought you were capable of? The moments that tested you the most were the moments that made you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the blessings ahead. If we never faced challenges, we would never grow. If we never experienced struggle, we would never appreciate success. If we never felt lost, we would never understand the power of being found. Surrendering does not mean giving up. It means trusting that even in our most difficult moments, we are being guided. It means believing that no matter how painful or confusing a situation may seem, there is a reason for it, and that reason will reveal itself in time. When we let go of resistance and embrace the lessons life is teaching us, we stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as stepping. We begin to understand that every storm eventually passes, and when it does, we will be standing stronger than ever before. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Instead of resisting, surrender. Instead of fearing the unknown, trust that you are being prepared for something greater. Because when you look back, you will realize that the challenges you once feared were the very things that shaped you into the person you were always meant to be. The most successful, fulfilled, and peaceful people in the world are not the ones who try to control every detail of their lives. They are the ones who have learned to strike a balance between action and trust, between effort and surrender. They understand that while hard work, discipline, and persistence are essential, true success comes when we release the need to control the outcome. When we let go of fear and trust in divine timing, we open ourselves up to possibilities far greater than what we could have ever imagined. We live in a world that teaches us to push, to grind, to force things to happen. We are taught that success only comes from relentless effort, from constantly being in control, from never letting go. But how often do we see people who work tirelessly, stress endlessly, and chase after goals with all their might, only to find themselves feeling empty, frustrated, or exhausted? This happens because success is not just about effort, it is about alignment. It is about working toward our dreams while trusting that a higher power is guiding us to exactly where we need to be. Think of a farmer planting seeds. He does not stand over the soil demanding that the seeds sprout immediately. He does not pull at the roots trying to force them to grow faster. Instead, he waters them, nurtures them, and then trusts that in time they will bloom. The same principle applies to life. We must plant the seeds of our dreams, take action to nurture them, but then step back and trust that they will grow in their own time. If we spend our days anxiously watching, worrying, and forcing, we will only create stress and frustration. But if we surrender, if we believe that things are unfolding as they should, we will find peace in the process. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life happen when we stop trying to force them, when we let go of desperation, of the need to control every step. We allow divine timing to work in our favor. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances begin to align effortlessly. Doors that once seemed locked suddenly open. Situations that once seemed impossible begin to shift. This is not coincidence, it is the power of surrender. The truth is, we are not meant to struggle endlessly. We are meant to take inspired action and then trust. We are meant to do our best and then release the outcome. We are meant to move through life with a sense of faith, knowing that what is meant for us will never miss us, and what is not meant for us will fall away. Success does not come from relentless control. It comes from the beautiful balance of action and surrender. When we learn to trust the process, life stops feeling like a constant battle, and instead it becomes a flow of endless possibilities. The greatest miracles in life often happen when we least expect them, not because we forced them into existence, but because we surrendered and allowed them to unfold. Too often we believe that we must control every aspect of our journey in order to reach success or happiness. We hold tightly to our own timelines, our own plans, our own expectations, believing that if things don't go exactly as we envisioned, they are going wrong. But life has a way of surprising us. The doors we thought we needed to open sometimes remain shut because something better is waiting for us. The dreams we were so attached to sometimes fade because a greater dream is on its way. The relationships, jobs, and opportunities that slip away do so not because we are losing, but because we are being redirected towards something more aligned with our highest good. Surrendering does not mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means trusting that after we have done our part, the universe will do its part. It means knowing that we don't have to chase, force, or control everything in order to receive the blessings meant for us. When we try to manipulate outcomes, we often get in our own way. But when we let go of the need to control, when we open our hearts and minds to divine timing, we create space for miracles to happen. Think of a time in your life when something unexpectedly worked out for the better. Maybe you lost a job, only to find a new opportunity that was even more fulfilling. Maybe a relationship ended, only to lead you to someone who truly understood and supported you. Maybe you faced what seemed like an impossible challenge, only to discover that it was exactly what you needed to grow. The moment you surrendered, the moment you stopped resisting and instead trusted, things began to shift in your favor. Miracles do not happen through force. They happen through faith. They happen when we release our grip on what we think life should be and open ourselves to what life is trying to give us. They happen when we stop chasing and start receiving. They happen when we stop asking, when will it happen, and start trusting that it is already on its way. The universe is always working behind the scenes, arranging things in ways we cannot see, preparing blessings that are beyond our imagination. The only thing we must do is surrender, let go of fear, let go of doubt, and trust that what is meant for us will always find us. When we step into this mindset, we no longer live in worry or stress. Instead, we live in a state of peace, joy, and endless possibilities. And that is when the true magic of life begins. True freedom does not come from controlling everything. It comes from surrendering to something greater than ourselves. We spend so much of our lives chasing security, trying to manage every outcome, worrying about the future, and carrying burdens that were never meant for us to bear. We believe that if we just plan enough, work hard enough, and stay in control, we can protect ourselves from pain, disappointment, or failure. But in reality, this constant need for control does not bring peace. It brings exhaustion, it creates anxiety, fear, and an endless cycle of stress. The harder we try to grip onto life, the more it slips through our fingers. But something incredible happens when we surrender. The weight we have been carrying starts to lift. The fear that once held us back begins to fade. The need to have all the answers disappears, and we finally step into a life of flow, trust, and deep inner peace. Surrendering is not about giving up. It is about releasing what is not ours to control. It is about recognizing that we are not alone in this journey, that there is a greater force guiding us, and that we do not have to struggle to make things happen. When we surrender, we open ourselves to the abundance of life. We stop chasing happiness and allow happiness to find us. We stop forcing success and allow success to unfold naturally. We stop living in fear of the unknown and start embracing the beauty of life's mysteries. We begin to understand that we are exactly where we are meant to be, that every experience, good or bad, is shaping us, and that everything is working out in ways we may not yet understand. Think about a river. It does not resist the flow, it moves with it. It does not try to control its path, it allows the current to guide it, and in doing so it reaches the vastness of the ocean. Life works the same way. When we surrender, we stop fighting against the current and instead allow ourselves to be carried towards something greater. We step out of fear and into faith, out of struggle and into ease, out of resistance and into alignment. This is the kind of freedom that surrender brings. A life where we no longer cling to worry, doubt, or fear. A life where we trust that we are being guided, that we are deeply supported, and that all things are working together for our highest good. It is a freedom that cannot be shaken by circumstances, a peace that cannot be disturbed by uncertainty. It is the ultimate liberation, the ability to wake up every day, take a deep breath, and know with certainty that no matter what happens, we are exactly where we are meant to be. At the heart of surrender lies the greatest paradox of life. When we let go, we gain everything. We spend so much time trying to control, trying to figure things out, trying to force life to conform to our expectations. But the moment we release that grip, the moment we trust in something greater than ourselves, life begins to unfold in the most miraculous ways. Doors we never even noticed before suddenly open. Opportunities we never imagined appear. Peace, joy, and fulfillment become our natural state, not because we forced them, but because we allowed them. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means stepping into a deeper faith, a faith that allows us to move through life with confidence, even in uncertainty. It means knowing that we are not alone, that we are being guided, that every experience has a purpose, even if we cannot see it yet. It means understanding that what is meant for us will never pass us by, and what leaves was never meant to stay. It is in this surrender that we find true strength, not in resistance, not in control, but in trust. Think about the moments in life when you felt the most at peace. Were they the moments when you worried, overthought, and tried to manipulate every detail? Or were they the moments when you finally let go, when you stopped chasing, stopped struggling, and allowed things to fall into place? When we surrender, we free ourselves from stress, fear, and the exhausting need to have all the answers. We stop seeing life as something to be conquered and start seeing it as something to be experienced, something to be lived fully and joyfully. Imagine waking up each day with a deep sense of trust, knowing that no matter what happens, you're exactly where you are meant to be. Imagine facing challenges not with fear, but with the understanding that they are shaping you for something greater. Imagine walking through life with a heart so open, so full of faith, that no setback, no disappointment, no delay could shake your inner peace. This is the power of surrender.